interesting the other day about how that to call yourself, or something about calling yourself a juggalo, but how that term seems to describe a majority of the. Unfortunately, there's going to be assholes in every group, but the asshole people that are making. That are derivative of what people are criticizing, making it look bad. That unfortunately that describes so many of them that you can no longer.
What it's doing?
Call yourself that.
What it's doing is that
that's like I don't know if I want to be associated with them because the public image is just horrible.
But that brings up an interesting point because when you think about it, right? It's like what they're doing is they're purposefully... If we assume that people are not that fucking retarded, you know, as most media would have you believe, you know, that most people can actually think for themselves, and in this day and age usually do. You know, I mean, we're in the information age like fucking Mecca damn near. We've got the internet on our cell phones, for Christ's sakes. At the touch of a button mobily in your hand, you can get any piece of information you could ever fucking need. People are not that fucking naive these days. I mean, let's just face fact for a moment. They know that everybody is not that naive. That if they, I wonder, let me look up, you know, ICP response, blah, blah, and see if I can't maybe find something that they said in retaliation of it. Like, if they really don't, are they really that blind that they can't realize that everybody can see both sides of every fucking argument nowadays? You know, people think for themselves a lot more now than they ever did before. You know, I mean, it wasn't longer than, what, 55, 60 years ago where they were teaching, nuclear bomb ducking cover crap? You know, stuff that would
People
never...
that.
Yeah, but something that would never actually save a life. You know what I mean? I mean, honestly. So I look at it this way. If they know that people are not inherently that short-sighted anymore, and they decided to make that statement and that whole generalization about what that was, right? And they did that purposefully, that means that they're attaching a stigma to the term juggalo. They're trying to attach the stigma that anybody that's a juggalo is misinformed, ill-spoken, can't think straight, are completely fucking blind, a total fucking sheep, violent fucking idiots that just go out. And yeah, maybe at some shows they do get that way, but that's the whole point of going to a show, to get that way. You don't go to a fucking ICP show to, I'm going to sit back here in my nice comfy chair with my glass of wine, and I'm going to sit here and enjoy the soothing sounds of Insane Clown Posse. No, you don't do that. You go out, you get in the fucking pit, and you get fucking violent. That's the point.
That's not the violence I'm referring to. It's about they think that, and some people somehow think this way.
That's what I'm saying. They don't want people doing that, so they're trying to attach that stigma so people veer away.
Unfortunately, some people who call themselves juggalos think this way, but they seem to think that that there's juggalo gangs sprouting up, and that if you say anything negative, they're gonna retaliate, like a typical street gang would. That not only are they violent, they're elitists. They don't listen. They think that their music is the best that you've ever, in the entire world, and anything you say against them, that's when they're gonna just, I'm gonna get my hatchet and chop your head off.
I'm sorry, but now it just made me think that now we're even when it comes to really well-known gangs. You got the Bloods, the Crips, the Latin Kings, and the Juggalos. Those are your four major food groups when it comes to gangland warfare. What the fuck color do they rock?
They're not, though.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, what color would you rock?
Dumb. That's the color. Dumb.
Dumb. Shit brown. Shit brown.
Dude, they rock red and black.
But,
that's what I love. The psychopathic run is how they make fun of that.
Yeah.
That's what makes me every single color.
The worst part, instead of, there's some people out there that do demonstrate their intelligence, and they're not what others claim them to be. But then there's others that just perpetuate the stereotype. If since this is going, on YouTube, if there's another YouTube video and someone saying, Juggalos, they don't do anything for society. They have no value to society. They don't do anything. They're not capable of good. And then you'll have a Juggalo respond saying, "Yo, in misspelled bad language with grammar that would take you 15 minutes to figure out what it is." It's like you need
lead speak?
No, not even lead speak. It's just e-thug speak. And they're just like,
You
yo,
said e-thug.
yo, man. It's like, yo, bitch, I'm gonna kill you because you spoke ill of my family, yo.
Time out.
And that was totally white boy. Sorry,
You totally just got, like... You get a gold star, man. Fucking e-thug?
You never heard...
E-thug, that's great!
You never heard that term before?
No, I haven't.
I'm not the first.
I didn't think you bust that out. I just... E-thug. That was good, man.
Internet tough guys.
Dude, he's never heard it before.
No, I
He's
heard
just
it.
pretending to have heard it before.
Now, what do
You see what I have
We
to
did
do.
most of the talking. What's your opinion on this?
What, on them being portrayed as e-thugs? I think
Or well, not
that
just,
is a common portrayal of them. I mean, that is the problem. It's a common portrayal of Juggalos.
But
They're thugs.
do you
That's
think
how
the
they're
people
portrayed.
criticizing them have a point?
Well, you know what? I think that whole thug portrayal thing is like... It's because when you think about it, I mean, most of the time, kids, 17, 18, even like 20s, when they're into any kind of like hip-hop style music, like you know what I mean? Not like R&B or really soft Will Smith shit. No offense, Will Smith.
Probably be talking to that.
I'm better without thinking the camera's there.
Yeah, but they probably can. If they can only see the back of your head, you're not gonna hear your voice though.
You do realize you just said that you wanted me of all people to be heard loud and clear, right?
You're talking really, really quietly. Just
No, I'm not. And if I am, well, fuck you anyway. Now I forgot what I was going to say because I'm to be determined.
E-thug.
No, it's just a... Dude,
The whole culture.
Doesn't apply to...
You were saying something about
No,
hip-hop,
no,
and
the
you
whole
mentioned
hip-hop.
Will Smith, and
yes,
then it fell
would
off
you shut
from
up for a
that.
minute? Remember, the whole point of it is like, like the people that like listen to like, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to like make like some broad generalization here, but I'm trying to think of examples. But like, stuff like Tupac and like the old fucking like NWA type stuff and like hell even Public Enemy to an extent. But stuff like that. They kind of had like that like fucking OG mentality. Ice-T and shit like that. It just filtered down through the ages and kind of got. Just like how metal got sort of warped and every other genre got warped, so did hip-hop. And it got warped from this kind of real sort of street-based thing into this kind of thug thing. And it's like, I get how they're trying to classify, sorry, hairball. I know how they're trying to classify it, but when you think about it, it's like, regardless of how it's written, I mean, that's kind of how it sounds when they say it. They're... Like, some of them, even when they're well-spoken, like, they type like they talk. You know what I mean?
It goes for a lot of people, though.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying, though. Like, saying Holmes or whatever fucking other words. Yo, 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 what up, G, but, like, with a W-A-T, like, crap like that. It's like they're literally typing how they talk. Excuse me.
Which, if you think about it, takes a little bit of creativity.
You got a point.
Because they're taking the time to actually learn how to spell what they're saying.
Exactly. And another thing, if you're really going to complain about that sort of shit, right, I'd gear it more towards like a video response. Because when they're actually sitting there acting all thumbed out and shit like that, at that point you kind of go, alright, dude, listen, honestly, do you really expect anybody to take you seriously? Honestly, looking and sounding like that?
But I think that's the problem, because that's what's being portrayed to all the people.